Okay, I changed my settings. The resolution is way better now because my put it to my default camera settings for this webcam, which is 1920 by 1080, I think. So 1080p should be good enough. Might file sizes might be too big now. Who knows? But either way, I wanna start off on a good foot. I'm starting pretty late today, way later than I would like to, but hey ho, just have to start, man. Just have to be doesn't have to be perfect, you just have to start. And that's actually the root of this video. The root of this video is all about the perfect is the enemy of the good. Now, I don't know if I've actually covered this topic before. Mine's a little hazy, so I might have to check on my channel later and either severely cut this video or make it like more interesting, unique and stuff. Either way, let's start. So, we want to defeat your perfectionism. And just like the Nike logo, just do it. And by that I mean, this is a very, it's not an anecdote. There was a study on this, but I forgot the study name. But basically, it wasn't a study. It was a teaching method for art students, and I remember it being something like one group was tasked with doing perfect drawings as good as they could before moving on to another one, whilst another group was like, okay, you just have to do one drawing every day. Now, guess who improved faster? It was actually the group that did daily work instead of perfected work, where they tried like the best because it would take multiple days. It wouldn't allow to make mistakes happen, and as we know, people learn faster from mistakes, learn better by mistake, learn better through mistakes, and hopefully they have a controlled environment where these mistakes will not ruin their lives or ruin their livelihood, their jobs, or something like that, or you know. But yes, that's the way we want to do these things, and I want everyone who tunes into my channel to think about that for a minute and try to apply this lesson to your life. So, say if well, I could only think of art right now, but there are probably other examples I could think of, like yeah, okay, let's go with gym. Our bread and butter on this channel, talking about gym all the time. Uh, Gym is interesting and funny in that way, where it also works like that. So we're not even talking about routine here. We're just talking about your commitment to going to the gym, and you want to prioritize getting as many sessions in as possible, even if they're not perfect sessions. Just going in like without missing uh, however many you have to do for the week. So say if it's 3 days a week, all right. Even if you skip a few days forward, you still do 3 days a week. Perfect. That's what you want. Even if it's half the length you usually do, and you kind of missed on some basic things, you still got the other stuff down. And that's way better than doing, let's say, one session a week out of three, but it's a perfect session. That's gonna, it's really like tripling your output, even if it's not like a one-to-one to the perfect session. The cumulative effect of that is gonna always outpace perfect sessions, unless you can do perfect sessions like 3 days a week, like to the max you need. But life gets in the way, and it's really not realistic. So I also want that to be your mentality, because it will stop you from not going to the gym. It will give you one less excuse to not go to the gym. Uh, and that is very essential. That's what I've been trying to practice and preach, and it has worked for me. So sometimes back in the day, a few years ago, I used to decide to not go to the gym because of a oh, I'm gonna miss a few exercises here and there. I might as well not try anymore now. That is a bad way to go about it. Also, I had this actually today as well. I went to the gym. Obvious. I mean, I'm wearing this tank top for a reason, not just to show off my guns, but to just, I had about an hour and a bit. I went very late. My gym was closing at 6. I showered quickly and went at about 5:30. I got there 20 minutes later, just an hour and a bit, and I basically did all the essential stuff. So I did miss out on a few things, but I did all the essentials, all the things that are actually in my gym routine originally, that are the most like essential movements, the most basic compounds. So I did my squats, deads, okay, squats, deadlifts, benches, OHP, overhead press, and my final one was, oh yes, chin-ups. Very, very important, very basic, minimalist stuff, but it's better than nothing. And that's why. Where was I going with this? Oh yes, so I've applied this lesson to myself, and I basically I ended up supersetting all of it to actually fit that in the time frame, and I only missed out on deadlifts, and I a little bit rushed the bench, and that was a problem. I got one less rep than I, well, two less reps than I would like. I would be okay with four because that's the how much I did last time, and I supersetted it with chin-ups, and I'm not sure if that was a good idea, but nah, I could. I did only sets of two exercises superset together, so it was squats and OHP, and it was chin-ups and bench press, and then deadlifts by themselves because they're definitely tiring enough where you just want to have breaks, and not unless you have some very small accessory work. And we're going into programming right now, which isn't unimportant to the video, but just putting it out there. Deadlifts and any kind of accessory work like tricep, tricep extensions or stuff like that would be pair up pretty good as long as you give yourself enough breaks for deadlifts anyway, because you probably will finish triceps and still be very on your cardiovascular system. Yeah, this is weird coming back, trying again. Jeez, so very weird. My room's so hot and sweaty right now. It was a hot day today, and that's fine. But yeah, I think it's a problem with ego. Perfectionism is a lot to do with like expect your expectations of yourself being way too high. That's number one. Number two is just it's easier. It gives you another excuse. So it's like a first like person like does self improvement. They usually use this kind of excuse to people that think they're smarter than they actually are. Think that using perfectionism excuse is warranted and is actually backed by you know scientific literature and stuff like that. Maybe it is, but it is not effective in real life. First of all, and it's probably done under different circumstances. It's probably done through theory, which isn't real life. You can need to apply theories to see if they stick in real life or not. And that's something people don't realize. These cerebral people. I used to be more of a book guy too, but really got out of that. In fact, I've neglected books. I've put books as my last thing to do uh, at night so I can fall asleep. But I usually that's when I'm most taxed on my willpower. So I find it the most hard. It's like the hardest thing to do. I will improve that though. And when I do, you're gonna be like, oh damn, intelligent barbarian. As there's a little quote from Natural Hypertrophy, the YouTuber. He's a cool guy. So drop your ego. Just start on topic. You are a level one slime. All right, you're level one slime. How do you expect to do anything like remotely or like strive for perfection when you're a fucking level one slime? At least try. They're trying to tackle a endgame boss as a level one slime from the get go. That's where your expectations are. If you do this perfect combination, this monster boss level endgame shit is gonna get whacked and die. No. So please humble yourselves. I know I needed the ego check when once upon a time when I was very much not a doer. I was a thinker, not a doer. I was overthinking. In fact, I was having this thing where it's called paralysis by analysis, or rather analysis paralysis, where you just overthink things and try to make up this perfect idea of what you're gonna do, but you never do it, and it's a form of action faking, as we are going to get into that more. Actually, I need to write that down. The review of MJ DeMarco's Unscripted. Yes. I'm going to try to refrain to ramble all night. I really don't have a lot of time, but I'll try to make most of it. I'll probably do this in the morning as well, I think. I just have to. I just have to. I have to still update my. I still have to show up my update video. There's a cat meowing at me. Such is life. Part of this ego destroying is just doing the thing. So you're going to suck for a very long time, which hurts, but it's something you need to overcome. Um, overcome these expectations of yourself, and the best way to do it is just to do it. Just partly stop overthinking, partly drop the ego, and just do it like I'm doing right now. Like these videos are not good. Like script wise, flow wise, they're not like the best thing ever, but they're slightly better than 10 videos ago, and that's like those videos are slightly better than like the 20 videos 20-minute videos back ago. So it's a constant progression of skill and crafting, and you need to dedicate it lots of hours to it, but you don't need to make every video a masterpiece. And this is also something you want to think about when you start on YouTube. You want to be someone who just puts out content. First, like advice is just to start videos, start doing like anything like 10 shitty videos that whatever, you just need to put something out. Just need to put something out. Get rid of that fear. I have also regained a little bit, so this is why I'm making these not the best videos, slightly better than usual because there's lighting and stuff than I would usually start with. But overall, still bad. I mean, I have filters on, so a lot of the background noise you'll probably won't hear as well. You need to face the fact that perfect, if it doesn't, if it is, doesn't exist. How can a flawed being create perfection? Think about that. Surely the flaws will reflect on the piece of anything you make. Will always be some adjustment or some way of thinking or just a perspective difference to someone else. Maybe the perfect, in brackets, the most approximate to perfect thing to you, like a perfect tea. Someone else's would find dog shit or something. Pretty much perfection is the antithesis to consistency, unless you frame it in a way where you try to consistently put in hours, insane hours, into like a good video. But these people are like working in outside of a schedule, they're working outside of expectations. They're trying to get they're not even trying for a good result on paper, like say with viewership wise, but they're trying to outdo themselves in a craft way, but it doesn't translate on YouTube either. So it's all about ego to them, basically. You're trying to improve yourself, but in like, it's for you, it's not for anyone else, which I don't see the point of anymore. Like, I used to think, oh yeah, I'm gonna make something cool. Like, I'm gonna make something, but also I would never try as hard because I realize I don't need to satisfy my ego because I have little ego to do with stuff like video making anymore. I have basic stuff I need to just do. Another thing is, this is a principle from, strangely enough, I remember this from Sonic games, right? So the way they came up with Sonic is they just slapped a bunch of stuff together. And guess what? That game was fucking good. It didn't matter what the subject, what like the little details were. It was the overall picture of speed and like different courses, platforming, which made the original Sonic games good. Obviously, they evolved over time. I mean, there's probably changes to management and everything like that. The workers, the commitment, the drive. What they really did really well, starting off, is they just, you know, slapped a bunch of stuff together and then looked for errors. So you want a basic like minimal viable product is also a nice term from what I learned from First Man. He says just start, just if you're gonna do a business, just start making like the minimum thing that like it passes the requirements set that are not like, unless you need for some reason to be good, like insanely high requirements, make them the most basic ever. All right, what passes for a vlog? Okay, there you go. Like a camera you can see uh like a resolution where you can see my face in decent detail with little smudging, um of microphone that can figure out, that doesn't mush my words, like lighting that shows my face. There you go. That's like and like a subject. There you go. There's a vlog video for you. That's minimum viable product there. That's how you want to start. Obviously, you can evolve from that, and you can start doing like a little thing like those crazy channels do. I don't really couldn't think of a certain example, but I guess better ideas to name one. High quality videos, but they lack rawness and stuff, which I kind of value now because I've seen a self-improvement channel that does that way better, and that has inspired me to do these kinds of things way more. That's why the channel direction of my content has been like so different nowadays. And I continue to do this because it's fun and it's easy to do. It doesn't require a lot of time. Um, it's the algorithm just fine, you know. It gives you value, guys. Value is more important than the actual, packaging, as they say. So another thing is perfection doesn't actually account for Pareto's principle, where 80% of results is gotten through 80% of results is gotten through 20% of actions. When you're doing perfection, you're practicing maximalism, where you just, slap on as much detail and hours and work as possible. Get as much effort in, as you can. But 20% of that is actually what drives the whole video home. Unless the whole point of your video is to just be pretty and basic and shit. I never got the point of wasting so much time. The least filler, most efficient and consistent thing is just to record videos freestyle. This is kind of freestyle. This is more scripted right now, but There's gonna be a bit more bullet pointy stuff later. And there's a shit ton of freestyle. What am I saying? There's so much rambling here. And upload them however I have, whenever, however, I have enough time where I can afford to. Also, script and edit these. Thumbnails are mega important for views, which is very true. Yeah, this is like half the. It's like does most of the selling for you is the thumbnails to a new audience, but it doesn't mean they're gonna stick around or anything. So that's why they need to be videos of same kind of similar thing where you can develop an audience around something like this. Also, there's been this brand new wave of YouTubers I've seen, um, like editor, you know what I mean? That guy, that guy that made a whole video about making new thumbnails and like just redoing the thumbnails because that gives a good ROI on the algorithm if you make one click. He made a whole video about like how to make good clickbait, as in not straight up scams, but also somewhat intriguing. So you want to make an intriguing title and thumbnail that isn't a scam, and it's not as like. And I have applied some of these lessons, so maybe in your case, I would suggest if you have any videos basic that are like boring thumbnails or anything like that, just spend, I don't know, a session of however much time you want to mass change them. So one example where has been successful was my Oh My Goddess review. Do you remember that thing back in the day? If anyone's stuck around to remember that, as soon as I changed the thumbnail, I got like 6 times more views, like over time. But still, I think it has a lot to do with the thumbnail, which has 5 minutes, 10 to 5 minutes worth of effort put in. That's where you see, like that's insane how much return on investment that is. And to close this video off, I'm just going to reiterate the principle of consistency slash yeah, principle of consistency trumps perfection in pretty much everything. There's gym, like I already said so. YouTube said so already. Work, I haven't talked about that, but I think you can apply what I've already told you about and figure it out. I don't think it's going to be that hard to figure out, so I'll just leave you off with that. Drawing, I already gave you an example. The best way to apply it is to have perfection as your end goal and to strive to it, but with having consistency, progression, time put in, like expect years and years of doing the same kind of thing over and over, making like decent videos. And even if I don't I don't know if perfection has to be the end goal, to be honest, but it's a good way to never stop doing the thing. In my opinion, that's kind of a mute end goal. Now that I think about it, I don't know why I decided to make that as an end goal. Now that I think about it, I just have a different perspective right now. So, I would, if I had to say anything about that, I would say it depends on what you want to do. So, let's say you're doing YouTube. Maybe the end goal isn't perfection. Maybe it's just making a living or getting rich off YouTube, and you're gonna have to do that through consistency, through giving people value is like the best way. Even if I remember Graham Stephan saying this also from his YouTube course I paid for, which is fucking expensive. I need to re-go through that maybe give you a little review guide kind of thing. Maybe I'll write that idea down as well. One thing that did no, reassure me, I can't say that word. One thing that did ease my concerns was when you said even shitty YouTube channels can get big. But why would you want to be shitty? And I was like, oh yeah, okay, I can still make some crap videos and maybe some will still watch. It's a little humble thing to say. I need to end this video, and I'm gonna just say, if you want to start a YouTube channel, just upload like a 1 minute video right now. Do that right now, all right? As soon as you end this video, 1 minute video right now. And then, as soon as you finish that, let's say do another one straight away, or try another one tomorrow. All right? That's a promise you need to make to me. All right? I want feedback. I want people to tell me that they've actually um, applied this advice. That's if anyone actually gets if this video does well, but I don't know. Either way, I want people to give me the feedback. I want ideas. Come on, guys. I need some juice. I need some idea juice. Some brain juice right now. You know, that IQ stuff. Come on. And yeah, another thing has been bothering me actually. I'm gonna address this epilogue in the video is yes, Taser, I have had feedback of saying that I need like a more professional presentation, like wear like a nice suit or something when I do like 5 tips on frugality or 5 tips on minimalism. Okay, that's fair, that's fair. Uh Food eating thing I don't do anymore. And yeah, I can see why you would say that. But I'm not trying to be one of those clean, like high quality, like established YouTube channels you see around like that make like have billion B-rolls and are really interested in making these videos of theirs movies. I'm just more of a just down to earth guy and just want to give some value, give my lessons, maybe even for the plain fact that I can look back on these videos and just get my own feedback, my own psyche. I can look back, see my history, see my life, and that's why I want to do it. I want to make raw videos, good explanation. Doesn't matter how I present them, as much as like those big guys with their basic ass knowledge they give out for beginners and newbies and like normies, I guess. Yeah, let's go with that. I'm way more interested in having a discussion of like idea exchange, of building a community of people who want to be better than they were yesterday. It's very important to me. So that epilogue of the video done. See you guys. Sorry for the long video. Bye.